What's up, y'all? It's your girl QueensteezTV and I am back with another video. So as promised, I told y'all in my Miami Carnival tips and tricks video that I was going to give y'all the Miami Carnival story time. Y'all, in the video I kept saying last year because of course with all the stuff going on, my years is mixed up. I didn't know what year it was. So this is from Carnival 2019, y'all, and this was so eventful. Oh my goodness. So if you want to hear what happened on the trip and get the lowdown of what went down for Miami Carnival 2019, then definitely stay tuned for the rest of this video. Also, if this is your first time here on my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you like the video, go ahead and drop me a like now because I'm telling you, it's popping. So I will see you guys in the rest of the video. Alright, y'all, so all I can tell you right now is to get your snacks, get your juice, and just sit down and ride with me for the ride. So y'all, this all takes place over a weekend. So on a Friday when I flew down, Saturday, Sunday, and I came back on Monday. So I should have already known that things were going to be, you know, very eventful, because first thing first that happened was, boom, I forgot to check in for our flight. So me and my two friends went down for Carnival. So like I told you, I already told y'all, the band and stuff that I was with, I played with was One Island Band. And usually for Carnival, kind of like during the week is how the bands do their costumes. So like it might be costume pickup on like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? So what happened was, I already knew I wasn't coming down until Friday, and my section had already passed their costumes out because our band was one of the largest bands. It was like, I think 3,000 or 4,000 people in the band. So just imagine like how chaotic that was. So luckily what happened was, my section leader, I did give her a call to let her know, hey, I'm not coming down until Friday. Can you hold my costume? Blah, 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 right? So she said she was going to hold the costume. So cool. So the flight left Friday night at 8 p.m. So this is the last flight going out to Miami. Of course, y'all know I live in Baltimore. So it takes about 2 hours by plane to get to Florida. So this is before I flew with Southwest. So this is before Southwest actually flew to MIA, which is Miami International Airport. So before then, you had to fly into FLL, which is Fort Lauderdale, which is about 45 minutes to an hour from Miami, okay? Keep that in mind. So y'all, I forgot to check in for our flight. So y'all know how Southwest board you is group A, B, C, D. I don't know, because usually y'all man board in group A. But I forgot to check us in, so we was in the very last board group. So of course we on our way there, I was like, yo, please forgive me, I forgot to check in for our flight. So they was like, oh, it's no problem. And I was like, I never boarded a plane that late, but I just knew that all the good seats was going to be gone, or possibly we wouldn't all be able to sit together, because whenever I fly, like, I need to sit with my people, because I don't like flying anyway. Like, I need to feel secure, and if things are not secure, I need to spend my last moments around people that I know, okay? All right, y'all. So finally, we board the plane, and we are the last people boarding the plane. So I'm looking around, scouring around, trying to find a seat with at least 3 people. Now, every time I get on a flight, my ideal seat is in the emergency aisle, because, you know, I got more leg room, and, you know, you got to take your little oath saying that you want to help save the people if the plane go down. And y'all, all my airline, all my flights says, yes, I vow to help save the people. So, we get on the plane. There was no seats left, except for the very, very, very last seats in the back of the plane. I mean, like the last seats back by the engine. I mean, the last seats back by the flight attendant quarters with the sodas. I mean, the last seats in the back right by the bathroom. So y'all know I was pissed, but I couldn't be mad at nobody but my damn self, because I forgot to check into the flights, right? So I'm like, okay, let me try to make the best of this. I'm like, it's only a 2-hour flight. What could go wrong on a 2-hour flight, right? So, like I said, It was late, around 8:55 or so. So, you know, the plane not pulling off till around 9 o'clock. So, as we on the flight, I take me a little nap. I'm awoken by a strange stench. And I hear people on the plane like, ugh. So I'm like, what is that? So my friend was like, did you fall? I'm like, girl, you know I did not fall on no plane. I'm like, what? I'm like, no, did one of y'all fall? So they like, no. So somebody on the plane was like, no, this guy shitted in the bathroom. He was like, damn, the whole fucking plane stinks. Yo, when I say I was mad, I was like, I literally like could have been in the bathroom with the man. That's how close to the damn bathroom I was. I was pissed. It was so funky. And it was, first of all, you shouldn't have to go to the bathroom on the plane anyway. But everybody know a plane is like a coach bus. Don't do number 2. Like, if you, like, so I'm down here, you know, can't wait for the plane to last. Because I swear that smell was just on the plane for the rest of the ride. So finally, we landed Fort Lauderdale. So we had a rental truck. So we rented a truck, right? So it's about midnight. So of course you had to wait for your bags and all that stuff. So after we waited for our bags, and we had to walk to where the rental course was. So we get to the rental place. The line was kind of long. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I do see a few other people, and they're like fussing. So I'm like, oh my goodness, like what's going on? So we go, we check in. They're like, oh, it's going to be a few minutes before we get y'all car. Y'all can just go stand out in the little place, and we'll have your car is going to be in, I don't know, section A, like space A. So it's like, okay, cool. So we walk up to space A, and there ain't no car in space A. So I go back in there, and they like, what you mean no car in space A? I'm like, there ain't no car in space A. So they was like, okay, give us some time. Well, an hour go by. 2 hours go by. So I go back up there. I'm like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, where the car at? So they're like, oh, we're working on it. So what happened was somebody accidentally took the car that y'all rented. So I'm like, okay, it's 100 other cars out here. Like, what y'all gonna do to accommodate me? Because I'm not standing here all night. Like, I got somewhere to go. So mind you, all this time, the section leader is expecting me, because I'm like, okay, our plane lands at midnight. We'll be there by 1 o'clock. So now it's 2 o'clock. So now I'm having to text the section leader like, hey, I'm sorry, because the next day, which is going to be Saturday, is Juve. So they have to be at Juve in the morning. So I'm texting her. I'm like, I'm sorry, you know, we running a little bit late. I'm like, I'm waiting for the rental car, but you know, I do apologize. I was like, is there anything that I can get for you? Anything I can get while I'm out? Like, are you hungry? Anything. So she was like, well, yeah, we still up doing stuff. So she was like, do you mind getting me and the other section leader some food? I was like, of course. I was like, there's no problem at all. Because I'm like, she's doing me a favor by holding all our costumes. So McDonald's, girl, you want McDonald's? I'm going to supersize it for you. So she was holding that. So the manager of the rental car place comes out, Spanish guy with an attitude. So he like, I got a lot going on. It's all these, woo! Hold on. Let's start over. Hello, how are you? I don't care about what you got going on. I've been waiting for 2 hours. Is there any other cars available? So he's like, just go take any truck. It don't matter. Just go take any truck. So we see this one like truck. So the truck that I rented was I think it was a Denali. It was a Denali. So the car was like a Chevy Equinox. It was something. It was like a small, like a family size SUV. Not what I rented. So even though it was 3 of us, but y'all know this carnival, you and me, all these events, somebody gonna need to sprawl out in the back. So that's why we rented the big truck. you know, and you had to put your feathers in it and all that stuff. So that's why we got the big truck. Well, we go to the other truck. The interior of the smaller SUV was soaking wet. So I'm like, this car wet. I was like, did it rain in here? Because y'all know it's Florida. I'm like, did it rain in the inside of this truck? I was like, I can't take this. I said, what I'm going to go pick up our feathers. I'm like, and I paid, you know, a couple $100 for these feathers, and I'm not about to have them wet over from y'all rental car. I was like, so do y'all have another car available? So he like, no, give me a few minutes. Let me think about it. And let me see what I can do. So I was like, okay, get you a few minutes. So y'all, he comes back maybe like 45 minutes later, and he like, here, just take this. So it wasn't a Denali, but it was like an Excursion. I think it was an Excursion XL. It was like one of them big trucks. So I was like, okay. I was like, you giving this to us for the same price as the other car? I was like, because I'm not paying extra, because y'all had me waiting here for almost 3 hours for a truck. So like, what's up? He was like, yeah, don't worry about it. Like, just go ahead, just take the truck. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, is there anything else that I need before I take this? He's like, no, you good. Take the truck. Well, we all stay after 3 a.m. And remind you, we still have to drive from Fort Lauderdale to Miami. We still have to pick up our costumes. We still have to get our section leaders food. And we still have to check into the hotel. Okay? So it's 4 a.m. Okay? So Juve started at 6 a.m. It's 4. Okay. So I get the truck. We all get in, load our suitcases and all this stuff. So I put the address into the hotel where my section leader was. And I was like, okay, once we get there, which it took about, I mean, you know, it's late night, man. There wasn't no cars down there. I'm going to say it took me like 35 minutes. You know, I was busting it down. I was busting down I-95. I don't know how it was, but whatever how it was, I was busting it down. So we got there in no time. So I was like, okay, since we're in the neighborhood of the hotel, I was like, let me just Google where's the McDonald's at so I can get food. So we find the McDonald's, and they was giving McDonald's teas. Y'all know how y'all are in Miami, so I don't even need to like go into detail. Y'all already know what Miami giving. So, you know, order the food. The girl, like, she got an attitude, and I'm like, Miss Girl. I've been waiting at the airport for like 3 hours. You will get it, Miss Mamas. But y'all know, don't get smart with people that's preparing your food. So I was just like, you know, I was like, thank you. I hope you have a better night. Like, enjoy yourself. And she was like, whatever, and slammed the window. So I was like, all right, girl, bye. Pay you dust, because I have to go get my costume. So usually how it goes when you pick up your costume on the actual days where they do costume distribution is you can try your costume on. The designers of the costumes are there that can make adjustments to your costume. Okay, man, I've missed this. I've missed the window. So after this, I'm on my own. So y'all, as I'm leaving the McDonald's to go to the section leader's hotel, my phone is just blowing up with a 305 number. Bang, 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 bang. I'm like, who is calling me from a 305 number? So I answer it. Hello? Hey, this is Javier from Enterprise. We forgot to give you the keys to the truck. Whatever you do, don't turn it off. Yo, I was like, are you kidding me? I'm like, I've literally just asked this man before I left, was there anything he needed to give me? And y'all, I was so irritated. I wasn't even thinking nothing about the keys. Of course, because it was a push to start truck, but still, like, that was like the last thing on my mind. I was like, bruh. I looked at my friend. She was like, who was that? I said, yo, why that was a rental place that just said they forgot to give us the keys, we gotta come back, of course, to get the keys. They was like, don't cut the car off. So we go to the hotel. So mind you, it's 3 of us. So I'm like, look, Somebody gonna have to stand out here with the car. We'll go get the costumes. And yeah, because you can't cut the car off. So me and one of my friends, we go upstairs, we take the food, we pick up the bags, they have our costumes in it. So when you pick up your bag, well, this also depends on the band you're with, but the band I was with, they're really, really organized. Like I stand by them, like they on point. So basically you pick up your bag has your name on it, all your stuff that you get. And then you get your feathers separately. So in your bag, you get a bag that got the band name on it. Your costume is inside. Your t-shirt for Juve is inside. You get a powder pack and a paint pack for Juve. They give you like a shower cap, some little shorty drinks, and you get all of your wristbands. What else was in our old thing? That's all I can remember right now. But like I said, it depends on what band you in. But they made sure we had all our stuff that we needed, right? So we give it a food. We get our stuff. We take all the feathers downstairs. So we put it in the truck. So I'm like, look, I'm dead tired. So I'm like, okay. Now we had to take the drive from Miami back to Fort Lauderdale, back to the airport to get the keys for the rental car. And then we had to drive back to Miami to check into our hotel. So we finally go back, come back, right? So we get to Miami, we go to our hotel. So it goes to the hotel, to the front desk to check in, like, hi, I'm here for my reservation. I'm a little late. They like, your reservation? I'm like, yeah, right on my phone, like, yeah, here go my reservation. They was like, oh, we thought you weren't coming. I was like, so what do that mean? Like, where my room at? Like, what you mean? Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I was late, but what you mean? So she was like, give me just a moment. We're gonna have to find your room. Not find me a room, because y'all took the money off my card. Not find me a room. Like, what is you talking about, lady? So y'all had to wait about 30 more minutes. So we just sitting in the lobby. They like, oh, give us a minute. The room is going to be ready. So finally, y'all, we make it to the room. So while we in the room, they like, okay, everybody try on your costumes. Make sure it fit. Because like I said, Juve is literally like an hour or so. I wasn't going to Juve at 6 o'clock in the morning because clearly I was tired, like from the plane, from all the drama. I was like, I just need to go to sleep and take a nap. So if you watch my other video, you seen the bra. So the bra that I asked for was a 40 triple D. They gave me a 40 double D. So as you can imagine, the bra didn't fit. So of course I'm trying on my costume. I'm like, oh my goodness, my bra don't fit. What am I going to do? Because it was not flattering at all. I mean, of course, for Carnival, you know, you want your cleavage out, you want stuff like that, but it was not cute. I was like, no, I'm going to have to find something to put up under this. So I was like, okay. I said, this is enough drama for the day. I was like, I'm gonna have to go to sleep. At this time, it was like 5:47. And on the morning, how do I know this? Because I saved my snaps from that night because I was overran, okay? And I was detailing my trip for all my friends on Snap. I was like, yo, it's 5:47 in the morning. Like, yeah, no. So we made a plan. I was like, okay, tomorrow we're going to go to Walmart. We're going to find a store to try to find a bra for me to put under my costume. So we went to sleep. And we went to Juve late, of course, which it don't matter. You get to Juve as long as you get there before, I think it's over at like 3 o'clock. As long as you get there before 3 o'clock. So we ended up making it to Juve like around 10. So you party from like 10 to 3. So like I told y'all, it's all of these events, fetes, parties, concerts, all of these things going on. So basically, you pick what you want to go to. Some bands got packages where you could go party packages. I didn't want to party. I just wanted to go to one concert. So, y'all, while we was at Juve, we was having a good time. It was lit. You know, you ate, y'all, the food that they had. I don't know who catered it, but it was so good. They had bacon shark. Like, it was so good. Rum punch. Y'all know I was lit. I was lit. So, that night, I only wanted to go to one event. Y'all, this was Michelle's last concert in the US before he retired. Like, his last show was, of course, Michelle Monday in Trinidad for Trinidad Carnival, which I didn't get to go to that. But in Miami, I was like, this is Michelle's last show in the US, and I wanted to be there. Had my tickets and all, and y'all know the concert tickets and party tickets are expensive. So fast forward. So we leave Juve at around 3 o'clock. So we got the plan we went to Walmart. I did end up finding me a bra that I could put under my costume, which I was like, praise God, because I was getting so frustrated with that. So we went to Walmart, we got some drinks, we went back to the room, we was chilling. We said, okay, after Juve washed all the paint and powder off, we hopped in the shower. So we chilling, we drinking a little bit. We like, okay, we gonna chill until the concert tonight. So I laid my clothes out, y'all, because I was ready to what? I was ready to see Michelle. So I'm like, after that, I'm like, let me take a nap. So my one friend was like, oh, let me order some food, right? So we like, okay, we could just get wings and all this stuff. So my other friend is like, oh no, I'm not eating chicken, I'm vegetarian. So I was like, okay. So they like, well, give me the keys and I'm gonna go find something to eat. So they went to some other restaurant and got something to eat. We got our stuff delivered and we were sitting there eating our wings, drinking our drink, and then I said, okay, going to sleep. Yo, I'm sleeping, and then I'm awakened by all this commotion. So I'm like, oh my goodness. My one friend is like banging me, like, get up. She like, I can't breathe. I'm like, you can't breathe. I'm like, what's going on? So listen, my friend was having an allergic reaction to whatever food she had. They had cross-contaminated the food and her throat closed up. So my other friend was a nurse. Y'all, I immediately went into work mode. Y'all, I jumped up. Had my little pajamas on, y'all. I jumped up. I'm like, where your EpiPen? Where your EpiPen? They like, in the bag. I'm like, give me the EpiPen. Boom. Yo, why the EpiPen did not disperse the drugs? I'm like, where's your backup EpiPen? She like, I don't got it. So I'm like, bam, we gonna have to go in again. The EpiPen would not disperse the drugs for nothing. I'm like, what is wrong with this? So I'm like, nah. I'm like, bam. I mean, I'm stabbing her thighs. Because I'm like, oh my goodness. So after a while, after doing it a couple times, it clicked in my head. I said, no. I grabbed whatever shorts I had. I put them on. I grabbed the keys. I said, let's go. We need to go to the hospital. Yo, I'm running out the door. I don't know nothing about no Miami. I don't know nothing about where no hospitals at in Miami. All I knew was I had to go because, one, I don't know how it is in your state, but here in Maryland, if you call an ambulance, you get a $600 bill. And yeah, we was not getting that. And I mean, I don't know, the mode just kicked in. I thought like the hospital would be close. But y'all, that's my next set of drama. So y'all, I throw some clothes on, some shoes. I'm booking it. I'm running down the hallway because the car was parking on the opposite side of the lot. So I'm running through the hotel hallway. I know people probably said, what's that? Because I was booking it, baby. I was booking it out there. So I jump in the car. I whip it around to the front. I'm like, get in. Meanwhile, I'm on the phone. I'm like, okay, Google, find me the nearest hospital. Come on, Google, girl. So y'all, they jump in the car. So I'm just telling my friend, I'm like, keep calm. Whatever you do, anytime you're in an emergency situation, it can save your life. Keep calm. Keep calm. So y'all, I'm scared. I'm pulling off. I'm like scared. Cause I'm like, hopefully I drive crazy enough that the police pull me over so that I can tell the police, like, give me a police escort to the hospital. Children, adults, don't do this at home. Don't be like me. But that was my thinking. I was like, okay, if I drive crazy enough and, you know, speed enough, the police gonna pull me over. I'm gonna tell them I'm having a medical emergency. I'm from out of town. Give me a police escort. We ain't got time. Give me a police escort. So y'all, I Google it. Google tell me about some hospital. Y'all, we pulls up to the hospital. It's like emergency room closed for construction. The whole hospital was closed. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, Google, next hospital. Child, Google take me to some other, reroute me to some other hospital. Y'all, I'm flying down the street. It rerouted. I said, I bust a Yui. I got the big excursion. I bust a Yui in the middle of the street. I'm like, no, we getting to the hospital. Y'all, the next hospital it took me to, it was a nursing home. It was like no emergency medical services. I was like, now Google, we finna fight. So I'm telling my friend, I'm like, calm. I'm like, please stay calm. I'm like, I'm getting you to the hospital. She's like, I'm like, girl, stay calm. Please, girl, stay calm. Girl, I don't need this on my conscience. Please stay calm. So, yo, I get to another hospital. And this hospital, it didn't even look like a hospital. I swear, it was in a cut of some back alley. I was looking over my shoulder because I didn't know what was going down. But I pulled in there. I ran into the front desk. Pushed her in there. I was like, her throat closing up. This her name. Y'all need to take her to the back now. The receptionist sitting there like, I was like, hello. Her throat is closing. She need to go to the back. She's like, what's her name? So in my head, I was like, I'm like, Aja, be calm. So I gave him her ID. I said, can you call to the back and let them know it is a medical emergency. Her EpiPen did not disperse. Her throat is closing. So she's like, oh, okay. So finally they come out. I think it was a little tech. So he walked her to the back. So I go in there with her. I was like, you can just bring the ID back in here when you get finished. So me and my other friend walking her to the back. So mind you, only me and her had medical experience. So they sitting there like, hey honey, what's your name? She's like, yo, that's not funny. But she like, I was like, this is her name. I'm just calling Ashley Jones. I'm like, Ashley Jones. So they're like, yeah, so what happened? So I'm like, y'all need to start taking her vitals. I'm like, the EpiPen did not disperse. Somebody need to get epinephrine over here. Okay. She needs a shot of Epi. So the tech, he's like, what are you, a nurse or something? Yo, all that was playing in my head at that point was, set it out, Finis. Set it out. Don't make me set it out. I was just like, sir, she have her ID with her name on it. She should be in the system by now because it don't take that long. The EpiPen is right here. The medication did not disperse. We drove to 3 hospitals. she need a shot of epi. I don't know if you heard me. Who I am to her don't matter, or what any position I have. You heard me. So he was like, oh. Yeah, oh. If you're not doing nothing, move out the way. Thank you. So then the doctor comes over. He's like, hey, honey, what's your name? She like, yo, I was like, I wanted to punch somebody in their damn face. The medical care, and I don't even remember the name of this hospital, but child, I want to send my worst enemy there. The medical care was not given at all. I'm not used to that. I work in a magnet hospital. I'm not used to... What? Really, Florida? So, yo, they finally put Ashley in the room. But now y'all know I am pissed to the highest level of pissivity with these people. So the RT come in the room. I was like, you're not gonna pump your hands with hand sanitizer like when you come in here? That's our norm. Gel in, gel out. It don't matter if you touch nothing or not. Gel in, gel out. So she was like, the girl, this Haitian lady, she was like, I ain't touch nothing. I was like, so she gets to open all her equipment so that she can hook her up to the corticosteroids. So I was like, now you're touching something. I was like, you're not gonna put gloves on? So she was like, are you a nurse? I was like, I'm a janitor. Cause girl, it don't matter. Like, what? So the doctor comes in after that, and he was like, is everything okay? I said, yes, everything is okay. I was like, you don't wash your hands when you come in the room either. So he went back. He was like, are you two medical? I was like, yeah. Have you ever heard of, and I named the hospital where I work. And he was like, oh yeah. He was like, y'all like, you know, really up there. Like, I was like, yeah. He was like, okay. So after that, after he found out where me and her worked, everything changed. Everything changed. Is there anything that I could do for y'all? Do you need anything? I was like, no, I don't need y'all to do nothing. I said, just keep doing what you're doing. Because at that point, I'm writing it down. Because y'all got some training to do around here. So they finally treat her. They give her the medication. Everything come down. So she's able to talk. So she's sitting there. She laughing. She like, yo. She like, I don't believe this. I said, girl, I don't believe this either. So I was trying to act calm, but I was really, really, really like panicking because I was just like, oh my goodness. So I was like, okay. So mind y'all, the My Show concert is still that night. So she's like, oh my goodness, I feel so bad. You know, I still want y'all to go out. So my other homegirl, Simone, she like, oh yeah, I'm still going to the concert. Me, y'all, I'm like, no. I'm like, I just cannot go to the concert knowing that you in the hospital. I was like, I'm gonna stay here all night with you. She was like, girl, go home. She was like, please go to the hotel, go to the concert. I was like, I just can't go to the concert. I was like, I just can't. Oh, my heart wouldn't let me. So in the meantime, I stepped out because I was like, I need to call her husband and her mother. I was like, because these people's not, I was like, they're gonna kill me if something happened to her and I don't let them know. I said, let me call her husband and let me call her mom and let them know that she had an allergic reaction and right now she's in the hospital, but I got her there by the grace of God. Okay? So I didn't want nobody. I did not want nobody to, even though it wasn't my fault, you know, it was her fault because she didn't want to eat chicken. You know, she's a selective vegetarian or whatever. But I was like, let me let these people know. So after I let them know, they was like, oh, all right. They was like, you know, because she talked, they was like, you know, basically just keep me updated on what's going on. So I'm like, okay. So finally I went back in there. I was like, I know you told me not to. I was like, but I had to call your husband. I had to call your mom. I was like, because they was not getting ready to think that I did something to you or that something went wrong and I didn't let them know. I said, I just could not have that on my conscience. So she was like, all right, whatever. So she was like, y'all go ahead to the concert. I was like, I can't. I was like, I'm going to just go back to the room and go to sleep. I was like, Simone, if you want to go to the concert, feel free. Here go the keys. You go to the concert. Well, she was like, no, because I'm trying to get my drink on. So she was like, you know what? I will just stay in, right? So I told her, I said, as soon as you know something, or as soon as you wake up in the morning, call me. And I'm going to, I was like, I'm going to come back to the hospital. So, y'all, they was like, so we going to have to keep you for 2 days. So she was like, I don't really have 2 days. She like, you know, I got Carnival tomorrow and I'm leaving on Monday. So she was like, I already don't have 2 days. She like, all y'all can do is give me an EpiPen at work and I'm good. They was like, yeah, no, we gonna transfer you upstairs on the floor from the emergency room. She was like, I don't think so. So I was like, listen, I said, how about it be no transfers tonight? We'll see how you feel in the morning and we'll revisit this in the morning. So y'all, I drove back to the room because I didn't know where we was at. I don't know what neighborhood I don't know where we was at. Like, this hospital was really sketchy. So I ended up driving back to the room. I went to sleep. I was so stressed out. I went back to sleep. So the next day, this is Carnival Day, y'all. So our original call time, so the band lets you know what time you need to be at the park for the parade to start. Each band have a different call time for when they need to be there. So originally our time to come was at 11 o'clock, but this was just, oh my goodness, nothing but grace that our call time got pushed back from 11 to 2 p.m. So they was like, don't come till 2 p.m. So I was like, all right, cool, we got enough time. So around 7 a.m. she called me. She like, girl, I convinced them to discharge me. And she was like, can you come get me? She was like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to mash up the road. She like, come get me. So I get back in the car. So I tell my other homegirl, so I'm like, girl, you could sleep. I'm like, I'm gonna go pick her up. And then, yeah, right? So I was like, did you make sure? So by the time I drive back, get to the hospital, I'm like, did you make sure that they got your prescription for the EpiPen and all that stuff, right? So she's like, yeah, they told me that I could fill it at this Walgreens. And yeah, so I was like, okay. I said, well, great. I was like, go, can y'all call it into the Walgreens so by the time we get down there, it's ready? So they're like, we can't call in prescriptions. I was like, what kind of hospital was this that y'all can't call in a prescription? I was like, y'all can't put in the computer and send it over. They was like, no, we got paper scripts, so y'all gonna have to take it there. So I was like, man, what type of rinky dink hospital is this? 1 star, would not recommend. So we get in, we go to the first Walgreens. Walgreens is like, we can't fill this because we don't have any EpiPens. So I'm like, okay, is there another Walgreens around here? So they're like, yeah, it's one down the block. So we ride to the one down the block. So they like, yeah, we can have this filled for you in 3 hours. I'm like, it's an EpiPen. Like, what's up? What's up? So they're like, yeah, we're not gonna be able to do it. I said, there's another pharmacy around here. So I'm Googling because now I'm like, okay, I never heard this much mess about an EpiPen. Like, so then we take it to another Walgreens. So we get to this Walgreens and they're like, well, the doctor never signed this, so we can't fill this prescription. So I'm like, what you mean the doctor never signed it? I'm like, the doctor just gave it to us. We just left. Yo, the doctor did not sign the script. So I calls back to the emergency room and the discharge papers. I'm like, hello. Because I'm at this point, I'm exhausted and I'm fed up with this hospital. I can't take no more. So I'm like, hello. The doctor forgot to sign the prescription. So they're like, oh, you can bring it back and we'll hit a doctor. I'm exhausted at this point. So we have to go back to the hospital. So the doctor signs a prescription. So we take it back to the pharmacy that we just came from. So they're like, well, we actually don't have any EpiPens. And Miss, you couldn't have said that you ain't had no Epi. Well, thank you for even letting us know the doctor didn't sign the script. But you couldn't let us know that you didn't have no EpiPens. Y'all, I don't know. We went to about 10 pharmacies. So we went to this pharmacy, don't have it. That pharmacy don't have it. This pharmacy don't have it. So we get to another pharmacy. We go through the drive-thru because I'm like, okay, this pharmacy at least got a drive-thru. I'm like, you know, push it in and put it out. So we get to this pharmacy. The pharmacist is like, I can't fill this for you because your insurance is from Maryland. I'm like, girl, this is Blue Cross Blue Shield. This is good everywhere. Girl, this is good international. Blue Cross is good everywhere. Girl, if you don't fill this everywhere. So she's like, I mean, but you got a Florida prescription with your insurance. I'm like, we're from out of town. She had a medical emergency and she came from the emergency room. Here are her discharge papers. Can you fill the EpiPen? So she's like, you're gonna have to come inside. So my homegirl was like, she was like, Angel, calm down. She was like, I'm gonna go inside. Let me go inside. Let me go talk to her and see what's going on. So I was like, so she went inside. She was in there for a minute. I don't know how long she was in there, y'all, because I was on my Snapchat letting the people know what was going on, y'all. I was snapping, letting everybody know what was going on with this botched trip. Because that's what it was. Botched. So finally she came out. She was like, okay. She told me that she would fill it for me. She was like, but she said give her an hour and come back. She was like, girl, guess how much she charging me for the EpiPen? I was like, how much? She was like, with my insurance, it's $250. So I was like, that is a shame. They should be shamed of themselves charging people $250 for EpiPen. Something that could save somebody's life. Shame on y'all. So I tell her, I'm like, girl, why are we waiting for them to fill you EpiPen? I'm like, let's go to Panera or find somewhere to eat. Let me get a little sandwich, a little bite to eat. I'm like, so they already pushed our time back. So we got a little extra time. So once we get this EpiPen, we need to go, hit the road, get in the shower, get dressed, and drive to the fairgrounds, Miami Fairgrounds, where the carnival was. Okay, so we get all that done. We go pick up the EpiPen. We tell the lady thanks for nothing because she was being difficult. And we go back to the room. So my friend Simona stayed there. She had already started getting dressed, of course, because it's 3 of us. 3 people got to get dressed. 3 people got to do makeup. 3 people got to fit their costumes, help each other time on, all that stuff, right? So I'll insert some pictures, all that y'all know. But yeah, so we get dressed, we get in the car, and while we leaving out, of course, we dressed like carnival. Yo, these people was having a wedding, and they looking like, where are these fools going at? Because I told y'all we stayed in Doral, Florida. So, y'all, the hotel was a wedding going on. So, they looking at us like, where they going at with these big old bright feathers and these outfits and all stuff. I wasn't paying them no mind. So, I was walking like, So, y'all, we get in. We go to the carnival. We make it there. So once you got to the carnival, you had to walk from where you parked, which I think for the masqueraders, we was like parked on grass. And then it was like a big parking lot where the actual residents that was attending the carnival, because it was a actual like carnival concert and fair. It was like a fairground going on. So I think the people that paid to get in was parked somewhere, and then the masqueraders were like, we was just parked on grass somewhere. So basically, once you park, we took our feathers out, and I just carried my feathers all the way around. Yo, it was a bot walking from where we parked all the way around the whole park to like some back section where they was letting you in. So this is where the wristbands come into play. Y'all, as if my time wasn't already hard enough, this guy was at the gate. He was just like being really extra. Clearly, sir, if you see people with costumes on, you see people holding up their feathers and all that stuff, and people showing you their wristbands, why you not letting them through the gate? So, y'all, I had a very big backpack. So, I'm like trying to hold my backpack over top of my head because you don't want people brushing past you, busting your feathers up. These cost a couple $100. Like, it's not giving that. So, I'm trying to hold the feathers over the top of my head. All of these people coming out of nowhere like, I ain't waiting, blah, 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 blah. So they all start pushing through the gate. So before I could even get started, they ripped my costume. I had these leg pieces on my costume and I didn't even get a picture with my costume put together because it was ripped before I even got a chance to take pictures. Yo, I was pissed off. I was like, y'all doing too much. What y'all need to push for? We all going to the same place. Like, what? I ain't get it, yo. I was so mad. My costume got ripped before I even got in there. Oh, and this was something I forgot to tell y'all in the last video, but going to Carnival, I made sure that I fill my cup up with ice and water before you even get on the road because like as soon as you start, the drink trucks is not serving drinks like right away. So it's definitely hot outside. So make sure you fill your cup before you even go. After that, so you know, people hanging around because it wasn't time to start yet. But you know, they playing music and stuff before you actually start, you know, before you actually start the parade. So we chilling, taking pictures, making, you know, the little things. What they call? Not TikTok. TikTok was not even out then. Boomerangs. That's what it is. Boomerangs, all that little stuff. Okay. So it's time to get started. I mean, they out there cutting up. And I'm going to insert a video of what was going down, okay? So guys, the turn up was real, okay? I was having so much fun on the road. The drinks was popping. The food was good. And y'all, I had to say a prayer because I do not go to the bathroom on the road under any circumstances. Like, I don't like using the bathroom out in public anyway. But like a lot of people was asking my last video, they was like, how you go to the bathroom with your costume on? Who helped you with your costume? Exactly. My point exactly. So I went with friends. Of course, you know, they would help you. But like, yeah, who got time to do that? Because you got on stockings, you got on your costume bottoms. Don't nobody have time to try to take all that off. Take the stockings down, off, squatting. No. So I time my drinking, limit my drinking, and for the food that they had on the road, I was just praying like, Lord, please bless the hands and prepare this food so that I don't get the bubble guts. So on the road, they served us curry chicken, and y'all know if the curry not bun up first, you will get the bubble guts. So I was just praying like, Lord, please, 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 don't let me get the bubble. Don't let me get the bubble guts because I got a long way and a long time before I get to the end. So like I told you before, this lasts all night, all day. You whining, you walking up. Your favorite artist is jumping on the top of the truck. They keeping you, I mean, they keeping it hype the entire time. It's lit the entire time. You need lots and lots and lots of energy. So like I said, this is some miles. You're going to be walking some miles. So it is at times you do get like a little break to where they might be passing the truck through another thing. If it's somewhere for you to sit down, child, I went to go sit on the little cement for a little bit, you know, catch me a little rest, catch my breath before I went on to the next leg. And after that, You just keep trucking, keep trucking, keep trucking. By the time we got to the stage, it was nighttime, and at night, y'all, it's just so beautiful. They pull out the glow lights, and I mean, they getting you ready for the stage crossing. So, being in my band was so big. I think it was even like 3,000 or 4,000 people. So, just imagine how many people that was trying to get them in line. So, during 2019 Carnival, I think, was it 14? It was 14 or 15 different sections. My section that I was in, Liao, was the biggest and baddest section on the road, period. But y'all, just imagine trying to get all of these people in line. So once you kind of get to the end, before you do the stage crossing, all of the trucks come through, because your music truck is going to be the stage music for y'all to go on. So y'all, they had the line, and this shows how, yo, let me tell you something. One Island Band is that band, okay? They lined all of these people up to get on the stage crossing. The only thing that I did not like, and this didn't have nothing to do with the band, I don't have nothing but great things to say about One Island Band, honestly. The one thing that I did not like is back where the masqueraders were. I don't know how all these guys that was like just straight Miami, straight hood, came back there. They was tearing people's feathers up. Yo, somebody broke my feathers, and I'm gonna show you how big my I'm gonna put a picture of how big my backpack was. Yo, they was busting up people's feathers. The one girl, she was getting ready to fight the boys, because they were just throwing bows, just busting through the crowd. So people paying hundreds of dollars for these backpacks, for these feathers that's been imported in, hand dyed and all this stuff. So the one girl, she was like, hey, B. She was like, don't run into my girl. They squared up. I said, boo. I said, calm down, boo. Calm down, boo. I said, this is seller. I grabbed her. We started dancing. I said, come on. Don't worry about it. Come over here. So I was just posted on the fence, because the guys was doing too much. Like, I guess the Miami Bravo police were out there, and they were supposed to be keeping the crowd on the other side, but they seen them mixed up with, like, back where we were. I guess they didn't want to be bothered, but it was really annoying because I'm like, okay, we paid all this money, so y'all letting people that didn't even pay come on the opposite side where they shouldn't even be, and they tearing up people's costumes. Like, that's not popping. Miami Broward police, fairgrounds, security, whatever, thumbs down. Y'all suck. So anyway, so yo, we getting ready for the stage crossing. They call each section one by one. Y'all know, get in your section, get in your direction, get in your section. So they playing this, so everybody getting pumped, everybody getting in their section. They get to their section. So finally, they played my song by Tara the Governor. Run taka tanka tanka tang tang tang. Woy woy woy, woy woy woy. Yo, it is late at night. I mean, I had like this much energy. Like, I had just enough to get across the stage. So they finally call out section, y'all. So I'm telling myself, I'm like, this your last leg. I'm like, get on the stage, fuck it up, and leave. So yo, I run out there. So I went to go. Yo, I caught a cramp in my leg and I couldn't move. Yo, I was stuck down there. I said, oh my goodness, I'm stuck. So I was like, oh, let me hobble off the stage. I was like, because this is embarrassing. Yo, my leg gave out. My leg gave out. It was like, girl, you've done too much for the day. So, yo, when I got off the stage, I felt like I couldn't walk no more. I couldn't find my friends. I was like, where y'all at? So, yo, I don't know. They was having, like, another concert, but it was food at the fair and chairs. I don't know. It was some guys that was out there barbecuing. They had some chairs. I went right over there and sat in that chair. I said, sorry, I'm sorry. He was like, but somebody, I said, sorry, I'm so sorry. I need to show my feet was smoking. Child, them feet was smoking. Girl, when I sit down, it felt like, oh my God. So, y'all, I was like, I need something to drink. I couldn't even get back to the drink truck. I gave some man that was over there, I said, sir, please go get me something to drink, a lemonade, or water. I don't care what you. He said, what you want? I said, sir, I don't care. I said, get yourself something. Just bring it back to me. So he was nice. He went and got me a lemonade and he bought it back. I said, sir, you can actually keep the change because I don't care right now. So y'all sat there and drank my lemonade. My friends, they were still over there jumping, partying. I don't even remember who was performing, but somebody was performing. I was not over there, y'all. My feet was smoking, okay? I was a done bun. I was done. Stick a fork in me. So once they was ready, they was like, all right, cool. I'm good on this. They was like, I'm ready. Yo. You had to walk back around the entire park. Yo, I was not going to make it. I said, I'm not going to make it. I said, oh, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it around there. Yo, oh my goodness, y'all. I made it. I ended up making it. But this is a PSA for people that may be traveling alone, or some people just do too much. Like, that's all I can say. So, as I was walking back, it was young ladies that were so tore up. They were sprawled out, like passed out on the top of a tractor trailer. And that's just not safe. Even if you from Miami, didn't nobody know you. I just happened to see some legs hanging off the tractor trailer. I didn't know if the girl was dead. Then some guy came and put her over her shoulder. Ladies, that's not safe. So, here's my advice. Monitor your drinking. This is how I drink on the road. They have water. They have drinks. Get you a drink. Get you some water. Sip your drink. Sip your water, so that way it even it out, so to cancel it out. Drink water, cancel it out, so you not tore up. And it's hot outside, okay? Being that inebriated, that is just unsafe. If you traveling with your friends, I look out for my friends. We monitor, okay? Okay, sis, you're on your third rum punch. Slow it down. Get you a bottle of water, okay? Because one, I'm not babysitting nobody, okay? Two, I ain't carrying nobody. At the carnival, I could barely carry my own legs. So we not doing that, sis. Or sir. Sis or sir. So, after all of that, we go home, shower. I had to lay down. So after carnival, y'all, I take some of my compression socks, girl, because I know them legs and feet and everything was going to be swollen. So I had my compression socks on. And I had to lay down, y'all. I was dead to the bed. So the next morning is Monday morning, which we leaving. But we don't leave until late that night. So like 8 o'clock that night. So my friend Ashley, Miss Allergic Reaction, is like, well, we got a couple hours. Let's go to the beach. Let's go to Miami Beach. I'm like, what you trying to put a bathing suit on, go to the beach? She like, no, I just want to go hang out at Miami Beach. I was like, okay, cool. I said, we can go grab some food. But I said, listen, traffic down here is crazy, especially going from Miami Beach and then you got to go back to Fort Lauderdale and then you don't know about the airport traffic. I'm like, this is a very busy week. And she like, nah, blah, blah, blah. Don't nobody never listen to me. But I hate being late. I'm like, girl, we need to be at the airport 2 hours before. I was like, so wrap this up around 6 o'clock. Y'all know we was late. And I was so mad. I was so mad. Because we had to turn the rental car back in. It was crowded at the rental car because, of course, everybody rented cars because people was coming from all over. So the rental car line was off the hook. So y'all, it's like 7 something. So the flight leave at 8 something. So we dropped the car off. So I'm like, okay, how do we get to the terminal? So they like, okay, well, walk down here, walk down there, make a left, make a right, and then you're gonna see a bus shuttle. Yo, the line to get the bus shuttle to go to the airport was ridiculous. It was so many people. So we probably got on like the 8th bus. So I'm sitting here like, I mean, my temperature is just rising. My temperature is rising as the minutes go by. The minutes going by. So it's getting closer to 8, closer to 8. We still not even on the shuttle. We finally squeezed on the shuttle. It was barely enough room. My friend was like, get on here. So we get on there, squeeze on there with the bags. We get to, now listen, let me also say this was my one and only time flying Spirit. I would say I didn't have no problems flying Spirit. It was only a 2-hour flight, so I wasn't like too pressed. I ain't going no long place with them, but I didn't have no problems with Spirit. I bought the big seat up the front because I heard it was uncomfortable, so I, you know, paid up extra couple dollars to get in the front. But yeah, anyway, everybody and their mother must have flew Spirit because, yo, I'm telling you, once we got off the shuttle and walked in the terminal where Spirit was, I was just like, it was so many people in line to check your bags. Like, you couldn't even get the tags to put on your bag to drop your bags off because there was so many people in the line. So I'm looking at Ashley, I'm like, yo, I'm twitching, y'all, because I'm pissed off. So then we finally get away the bags and all this stuff. Her bag is over whatever the thing. So I'm like, girl, Miss Girl. I'm like, Miss Girl, you is trying to. So your time is just a ticking. We ain't got that many minutes before our daggone flight leave. So we get through, we drop the bags off. So as y'all can imagine, the line for TSA was so long. And every time I go through TSA, if I got any TSA people on here that follow me, if y'all see your girl in the airport, leave me alone. Every time I go through TSA, they is always just doing the most. They like, lift your hair up. It's something registering around your boobs. I'm like, it's just boobs. I got a lot of titty. They like, we need to see. Can we take you in a room? Let me spray your fingers for cocaine. What? So TSA was doing the most. I was like, miss, my flight leave at 8 o'clock. I was like, and y'all doing the most. I was like, I'm getting ready to strip right here in the airport. She was like, you ain't gonna miss your flight. And that's another thing. TSAs, check your attitudes, because if y'all don't want to work there, then go get another security guard job. Like, so she like, you ain't gonna miss your flight. I was like, yeah, the flight leave in less than 10 minutes. And I'm like, and I gotta go all the way to this terminal. So she like, oh, run it again. So I was like, I said, let me just humble myself so I can get on my flight so I can go home. So I was just like, okay, are you done? So we done. So y'all, we had to book it. I mean, people walking all slow in the airport. I'm like, I'm in there like Iverson. So y'all, they was just about to close the door to the plane. I ran down there. I was like, wait. So finally we on the plane. The whole plane is boarded, y'all. So y'all had bought like seats A, 1, 2, and 3. So somebody sitting in my seat. So I was like, hello, how are you? I was like, but I paid for these seats. I was like, do you mind getting up? So their friends was like sitting across and they was like, I mean, can't you just sit down? I was like, no, I can't. I was like, I paid for these seats. Like, don't tell me no, just sit down. I was like, no, I can't. So they was like, we gonna have to find a seat. So of course, because the plane was boarded, their seats wasn't gonna be together how they were sitting. So I was like, I mean, maybe I could have sat somewhere else, but it was the fact that you was doing too much. So can I sit somewhere? No, I can't sit nowhere where I paid for. No, I cannot. So they get up and they had to sit here, there, and everywhere. So we took our seats. So people had like, I don't know if they had an attitude or what, but yeah. So anyway, The one guy, I don't know who he was, but he was a very nice flight attendant on Spirit. And he was like, oh, where y'all come from? I was like, Carnival. I was showing him my picture. He was like, yeah, y'all should come to the one in California and all this stuff. He was very, very nice. So my experience on a Spirit flight, it was chill to me. I mean, would I fly Spirit again? Yeah, if I was going to like the Florida or coming home or something like that, I wasn't going to wait for on Spirit. But I ain't had no problems with them. It was cool. Carnival was cool, other than all the little mishaps I had. But I made it home, as you can see. And yeah, that's the end of my story. And that is how the story goes. So if y'all are planning on going to Carnival, then be safe, have fun, and just, I don't know, have a good time. If you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. If you've had anything crazy happen to you like this at Carnival, then drop down in the comments and let me know. Other than that, bye.